Hey everybody, it's your old pal Chuck, and I hope everyone is doing well during this time. Thanks to the fine folks at Hasbro Pulse, I was able to grab the first two Seacons I needed. So we're going to do a little bit of a review now as we take a look at Transformers Generation Selects Snaptrap, aka Turtler. This is the leader of the Seacons. He forms the torso and is basically using the buck of the Silverbolt Voyager. But basically it's the same transformation, but with like 99% new parts. If it isn't broke, don't fix it. I mean, it was the best torso design out of Combiner Wars, and that's why it got used a lot. Like I said, I got this off of Hasbro Pulse. They had pre-orders months ago. Those came and went. Then they had a little bit in stock. Unfortunately, it's out of stock now. Hopefully, you'll have a good time trying to find it on the secondary market. First thing I like about the figure is you can store all the weapons and accessories on the figure. Personally, that makes it a lot easier to schlep back and forth when doing reviews. It has the long rifle here, the combiner feet, which can sort of transform into machine guns. That's really cool. You have the shield here on the back, but that's really part of turtle mode. You have these guns here, which are removable, and you can store the sword underneath. Now, we go ahead and just remove everything. Well, just remove all the weapons and such. By the way, this is a beefy rifle, and as you can see, it has 5mm ports all over, which means, as I suspected, you are going to be able to combine the other extra weapons from the Seacons, Seacons, not Seacons, Seacons, to form a giant weapon if you don't want to use the Target Master option. Go ahead and remove the sword underneath. Do have to complain a little. There are no instructions with Snaptrap or Turtler on how to form the giant sword for a Piranacon. Yeah, I'm a little upset about that. I mean, it should be somewhat intuitive, but that means I have to find a photo of the combined thing. But don't worry, I will figure out and show you. They do mention, as I just said, fooling around and combining the other weapons with this one, but it is what it is. Now, for those of you who are familiar with the original G1 version of Snaptrap Turtler, you'll know that there was an automorph gimmick, one of the first, and a little pom-pom action with the guns. Unfortunately, none of that is here, but you do have a nice representation of the character. Now, one thing we should all remember from Combiner Wars is that when it comes to the torsos, it's always easier to go into torso mode from the alternate mode. So what we're going to do, that's how we're going to start. First, what you want to do is close the mouth right here. It does open and close. Come around behind, straighten out the legs. If you have to remember, it does friction and peg into place, because this will become the legs, the connecting port for the combined mode. Go ahead, flip back that section, as well as the feet. You just want to go and flip them all the way around, that they sort of like pyramid up. There we go. You want them to pyramid up like that, just on the back of the legs. They'll just sit there, and you're basically done there. Next, what you want to do is come around, pull straight up on these guns. They will actually rotate down and around. Before you do that, what you want to do is come underneath the torso here, flip up this section, flip down the turtle head, flip down the arms, and fold them in. And there's little tabs on the green lower legs that we're going to peg right into there. And after you do that, come around, flip these hinges around, nice little bit of a gimmick there, and friction it down into place. Okay, coming back around this way, What you want to do now is go ahead and hinge out this lower section, and you kind of want to open up these green panels here, or more like turquoise. There you go. And try to keep everything pegged in. May work, may not work. Just like so. Oh, and it will fall. Sometimes it will fall off. I do always have one of them falling off. But that will allow you to come around, bring up Piranacon's head, close the panel back up, which means you want to go and grab this section right here and snap it back into place. Like I said, frictions, it's all gravy. And then these two will friction back together. Just like so. Come around the back here and bring this back panel up, and basically what will happen is this will close up into place. There should be a it's kind of fiddly to do. You pull these out to give yourself a little space. And then basically what you're going to do is bring this panel up, and the back panel of the head plate will fit into a groove there. Then you can have that down and around, just like so. And believe it or not, we're just about done. You're going to bring up this whole section here. Make sure everything folds up nice and neatly. And if it does, you should be very, very easily able to tab the chest plate into the legs. And something's a little... Oh, there we go. There you go. Everything pegs in. It really... I mean, unfortunately, it doesn't peg, but it doesn't peg, but just, like, holds. So you might want to, while you do this next part of flipping up the silver fins, you want to hold it like that. Go ahead and then spread the head fins. Oh, and then, oh god, pull the barrels forward. On, oh god. Oh, give me a minute here. Oh, let me adjust the camera. Oh boy, that was kind of tough. There we have Piranacon. Well, at least the torso. Not bad. Looks like looks like what it's supposed to. The legs will peg in here. You don't have the covering on the panels here, which is kind of interesting. So yeah, that's like whatever, just a little less part. I mean, I think the panel. No, those panels were there. I'm trying to compare this to Silverbolt, and it's like I really can't, because it is 99% a new figure. So what we'll do is we'll pause for a moment, and then go from torso into robot mode. Okay, so basically to go from torso mode to robot mode, we're just going to make life a little bit easier. Go ahead, remove the chest plate. It's going to come off anyway. It's really meant to. Come around the back here, remove the pom-pom guns, and go ahead and just flip those little hinges around. You want to collapse them back down. In case you're ever wondering which side, how they're supposed to go on, this little flat side, this side, excuse me, goes in towards the back of the turtle in turtle mode. Come around the back. You want to just wiggle jiggle that open, and then go ahead and open up this paneling here, and might as well just get the legs out of the way. It'll make everything so much easier. Like, opening up, there we go, and flipping that out. So fold the fins back in, fold Piranacon's head back up, just like so. Now the feet here, I don't know what holds them in place. I think it's like a friction panel down. And then rotate the leg so the green part is on the same side as that black panel. Do the same here on this side. And it popped off. Well, you know, can't win them all. What can I say? I mean, this is really my only complaint with that figure is that the one panel pops off. That's about all. You can come around the front here, flip the hands back around so that the hands are back in place and the little claw parts are, you know, around along the back of the fist, forming little wrist guards. Rotate that around. And while we're here, open up that paneling, flip up Snaptrap's head, and then close everything back up so it all pegs into place. Now with this panel, rotate it around, fold it up. There's a tab right there that will peg into place. And we're going to quickly see one of my make sure you don't knock those panels out. One of my itty-bitty problems with this figure. The tight ratchets aren't one of them. As you bring the arms down and around. And I'm going to turn the figure to the side. You're in robot mode, by the way. Oh, ankle tilts. Fantastic back, side to side ankle tilt. Yeah, they really went all out for this. This chest section sticks out so far, it makes it very hard to stick the arm out completely straight. You're going to be always off on an angle. And you can't, like, do that and then rotate the wrist. So, minor complaint, because let's be honest, is he really, how much time are you going to have Snaptrap in robot mode? Speaking of which, come in here, flip down these side fins. Something really cool, very Japanese anime-ish. Take the sword, can peg in right there. Peg the shield on the arm, so you have weapon storage right there for the shield. Now, if you're so inclined, almost forgot. Take these little guns, stick them on the back right there. Like I said, I'm using the turtle mode position, but I guess you can do whatever you think is best. But anyway, how about we also try to get them a little straight there. If you are so inclined, you can push out, rotate, and then slide back in the panels from turtle mode and peg the feet in as leg mounted machine guns. Now, I don't know about you, me thinks that's kind of cool. Wasn't sure at first. Oh, I had it the right way to begin with. Oopsies. If you're not careful, by the way, those panels can, like, rotate on their own. Finally, grab the rifle, the big and gun, and you're probably have already noticed that there's a secondary grip right there. No, it doesn't. The robot isn't meant to hold it from there for whatever reason. I thought that would be kind of cool, like an G1 Ultra Magnancy sort of way. But when all is said and done, there's your Snaptrap Turtler, armored up with all the accessories. Now again, is this how I'll normally display the figure in robot mode? Not really, but I do appreciate it, and I gotta say, it looks really cool. Also, should mention blast effect ports here on the tip of the machine guns. Blast effects here at the top, and in the hilt of the sword, which I think is also part of a combining to the larger mode. Just letting you know that's there. They really did put the effort in. So, we'll pause, and I'll be back with my final thoughts. Snaptrap or Turtler, depending on the name you want to use, is a fantastic figure. I think with all the accessories it comes with, it's definitely a standalone figure should you not want to get the rest of the Seacons. But, I mean, buying one and not getting the rest is like an apple pie without the crust. But, at least if you want to display them in robot mode, like I'm sure some of you might want to do with, say, the King Poseidon recolor, that's possibly, more probably coming later than sooner, you can do that, and it's going to look awesome. Well, as I said in the beginning, I hope you're all doing well, staying home with your pause, quarantine, lockdown, however you want to look at it or call it. I'm just here trying to bring you some toy reviews, put a smile on your face. Please forgive any technical difficulties that might have been in this video. And for Snaptrap, Turtler, we will see you next time.